Hi, my name is Devin, and I am a student in INST 362, which is user-centered design, where we learn how to find the best ways to get information from consumers in order to improve designs. Today I will be interviewing you on scheduling group meetings in order to understand the context of how a potential user would schedule a meeting. So, first question, have you ever scheduled a group meeting before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Describe your most recent experience scheduling a meeting.
I guess it was last week. We had an executive board meeting for the Black Honors Caucus, so we had to schedule a meeting for that.
What prompts you to schedule a meeting? Is that like your job, or did you just take the initiative to do it?
I'm one of the co-presidents, so it is like in my job to like schedule when we're going to have meetings, and then we meet every other week, and then sometimes have meetings whenever we're about to have like programs or anything like that.
How do you decide if a group meeting is worth having?
Well, we generally try to meet every 2 weeks, but that's because we decided at the beginning of the semester, like, we don't need to meet every week, just because, like, if there's not any new business really to take care of, and if we're thorough in our bi-weekly meetings, then we'll be able to get everything done. Sometimes we do have extra meetings, and we usually decide to have those when we have, like, events or programs coming up that we need to do, like, extra preparation for.
Do you take specific steps in scheduling a meeting? If so, what are they?
Well, the first thing we did was try to find a date and a time that would work for everyone, so that we could have them on a consistent basis. So we used like when to meet, and everyone filled that out, and there was no time that worked for everybody, so we tried to just decide on the time that worked for the most people, and then created like a note-taking system and all that for sending notes to the people who weren't able to make it to the meeting. We have a pretty set meeting space because we always meet in Anne Arundel Hall in the conference room, so there's nothing really we need to do there. And then the only other thing is like creating an agenda for the meeting and making sure that all the business that we need to get done like is on the agenda so that we don't forget anything.
I know this is probably going to sound like questions to answers that you already answered.
Mm-hmm.
How do you account for group member availability?
So we did the when to meet at the beginning just to have like a general idea of when everyone is most able to meet, but then like week to week things come up. Of course, people have other commitments, so in terms of accountability, we just ask people to tell us beforehand that they won't be there, and then after the meeting to like either go and get the notes or like reach out to someone to make sure that they get the notes, and so that they know like what they missed and possibly what they need to do for the future.
What percentage would your quota be? Like the number of people that need to be at a meeting in order for it to continue?
There's like 10 of us on the board, so generally we try to have like 6 or 7, because there's some people who already can't make the meeting, so like where they're like guaranteed not coming. There's like one person like that, so generally we try to have like 7, plus our advisor has to be there as well.
What resources do you use for finding a location?
We're lucky in that we're like sponsored by the Honors College, so they give us a meeting space in Anne Arundel Hall, so we don't really have to find a meeting space for our executive board meetings because we're always in the conference room. But when we have like programs or bigger like general body meetings, we usually just use like the UMD scheduling system to find a classroom that's big enough for like our general body, which is like it ranges from like 20 to 30 people, so that's what we usually use, but it's not always very reliable.
How do you feel about the school's interface that's used for scheduling? I guess you just answered that.
Oh yeah. It's not reliable because you'll book a room and then they'll be like, no, you can't use this room anymore. Like the other day we booked a room at Jimenez and then they moved us to the math building and we were like, we don't want to be in the math building. The math building is far. But yeah, I think it's annoying. And I think it's annoying that we have to pay for rooms if we already go here too.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for your input.
You are welcome.
I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Hi, my name is Devin, and I am a student in INST 362, which is User-Centered Design, where we learn how to find the best ways to get information from consumers in order to improve designs. Today, I will be interviewing you on scheduling group meetings in order to understand the context of how a potential user would schedule a meeting. Have you ever scheduled a group meeting before?
Yes.
Describe your most recent experience scheduling a meeting.
Let me think. So my design group was trying to find a time that works for a weekly meeting every week. And so the teacher had like CAPME. She used the CAPME survey. Do you know what CAPME is?
No.
It's like some type of online thing that helps you figure out what times you're all free. So she put our information into that. We filled out like a survey and then she put our information into that. And then she gave us the times we were all free. And so we just discussed it in a group and then gave out suggestions. And then we found a suggestion that was like Monday to 6 to 8:30. Everybody was like, that works. That's pretty much it.
What prompts you to schedule a group meeting? Like, would it be like your position, or do you just take the initiative to do it yourself?
Wait, what were the two choices?
So it was just examples. Like, are you in a certain position where you would have to schedule a meeting, or do you just take the initiative when no one else has done it? Or both?
Kind of have to be. I feel like I have to be in a position. You mean like a position of authority?
Yeah.
Oh, not necessarily. I just feel like I have to be in a position where I think a group meeting is necessary. And then if so, I propose it.
How do you decide if a group meeting is worth having?
If I think it'll be really hard to communicate otherwise.
Do you take specific steps in scheduling a meeting? If so, what are they?
I don't really take specific steps. I kind of just, usually we have like a group chat, or I have the contact information of people I want to meet with. So I'll just ask them what good times to meet.
How do you account for group member availability?
Well, I guess it depends on the urgency of the meeting and how available everybody is. Like, the meeting's really urgent and there's only one person that can't make it, and them not being there is not really going to affect anything, then we would still have the meeting. So it really depends on the situation. I feel like it's case by case.
But how do you get the availability? How do you know when each member is available?
Ask them. Like, how do I know when the people I want to meet with are available?
Yeah.
Like, I ask them. Or, like, for example, in my group in design, we have the cat mini thing that tells us when we're all available. But if not, I'll just ask them.
Okay. What resources do you use for finding a location to meet?
Resources. My knowledge of campus. That's pretty much it. my knowledge of the resources. So I guess any building that we know would be open on campus. Like sometimes we go to the STEM library, McKeldin, ESJ. So I guess those are resources.
How do you feel about the school's interface that's used for scheduling rooms?
How do I feel about it? I mean, I feel like it's decent. I don't really schedule rooms too much. The only one I'm familiar with is scheduling rooms in McKeldin. But like in other places, I usually don't schedule meetings there.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions that I have.